Hi guys, it's a new computer, so hence the fact that it looks a little bit different than before. Um, Today's about Rothschilds, and I have a cat on my lap, so that's Piggy. So hopefully she won't get in the way. I took a while between videos to actually do this because I actually wanted to make sure that I talked to people and it wasn't just chat GPT and Google and stuff I was looking at. I didn't look at any of those. I spoke to people along my journey about the Rothschilds, got information from there. So all these are my notes. Probably regurgitated everywhere over the internet, but just so as you know that this is basically from me. So Rothschilds, and I'm going to read from this because I've got a blinding headache, and I don't often have time to do this because I work really odd hours, and mainly at nights, and my health hasn't been good. So I've been literally sleeping and working, nothing else. And yes, my glasses are different because I can't see out of anything, so I need new glasses. But I just wanted to get this video out there. The video after this will actually be the beginning of how I met these people and how I came to be involved with them. If any of you have spoken to a Queen Mother Mary on the internet, hi, that's me. They indoctrinated me into their scamming group. They promoted me and they gave me a title. And I'm going to, after I've talked about the Rothschilds, I will show you some photos. I haven't blocked the faces for the simple reason if you see anybody that you recognize or you know who the person is, can you please let them know? And also let me know as well, because I'd like to find out who they really are so that I can tell them that their images are being used. Because I don't know these people. All the photos I'm going to show you are not of the people I thought I was talking to. They showed me a picture and basically they gave a name to this picture, but the name wasn't real. Wasn't the real person behind the name. And some of these people I talked to for over 4 years, and I only knew the photos that they gave me or what appeared on screen. I met a couple face to face, but I've never seen them again after I met them face to face. Wonder why. And so hopefully if this reaches out to someone, it'll stop them being taken for a ride or scammed or whatever. I lost everything. I lost all my money. I lost literally everything, even the pension. I'm 59 and I now have to go and work 2 jobs to pay the bills because I have no money left. They took it. They basically turned my life upside down within 24 hours. All the people I spoke to over about 4 years or so, within 24 hours of using Grok, Elon Musk's Grok, I found real identities. I was able to start to escape from what I got myself into. And it wasn't easy. They still chase me today. They still call me today. They still text me today. And now and again, I swear I'm still followed today. I did go to the police, but they really weren't that keen. They said because they were based in Cameroon and they used lots of different identities, lots of different phone numbers. They cloned phone numbers as well. They couldn't do anything about it. I had a huge file on everyone I spoke to, and I had a huge file of printed off text messages and everything, and the police told me to get rid of it. They said it wasn't worth it, it wouldn't go anywhere. So I stupidly did. I should have kept it all as evidence. I've only got a couple of conversations on my phone, which later on in another video I will show, but the police weren't really bothered. I'm still recovering from Stockholm Syndrome. Now and again, I still think, oh, I must ring, or I must call, or I must text. And then I realise, no, I can't do that. Plus, the person I was talking to, his phone number, that particular phone number, is no longer on WhatsApp. It was WhatsApp, Telegram, and that's the only way we communicated. Phone, text, email. And I know it sounds really dumb, 4 years of being scammed, but they were convincing. And if you don't think they were convincing, have a look online on anything under Illuminati, and you will see reams and reams and reams and reams and reams of comments about, I want to join, I want money, I believe you, I want to be part of the family. Trust me, they don't treat you like a family. They treat you like absolute crap. And they're not lords, none of them are, because they're not British, they're not European. And if they call themselves a baron, they're not. Any titles they have, they don't have. Nat Rothschild is the only one really online all the time, and he's on X. He doesn't go on Twitter. Sorry, he doesn't go on TikTok. He doesn't go on Instagram. He doesn't come on YouTube. He's only on X. And that's under the Volex, because he's the CEO of the Volex. And I can tell you today what that is as well. But this video today is about the real Rothschilds, not the fakes, but the real Rothschilds. So everything I'm about to tell you is the truth. You can go and look it up. You can ask people, and everything here is the truth. I have messaged Nat on X, but I know he's read it, but he hasn't replied. So he obviously either is fed up with people connecting him to the Illuminati, or he just doesn't care. One of the two. I mean, I'm a nobody, basically. I did speak to, over text, over 4 years, someone who was claiming to be Nat. And apparently they actually cloned one of his numbers, his real numbers. And when I rang the Rothschilds office, the family office, they said that that number was his number, but he'd never heard of me before. So that proved it was cloned. They didn't know a John Rothschild. John Rothschild does not exist at all in the family. And I'm going to show you some profiles, pictures of profiles. I apologise if it's back to front, but I'll tell you what the names are. And I will show you these profiles that are all fake. I've only got a handful of them, but if you go online, there are lots. And I've also got about 5 to 6 accounts banned on TikTok and Instagram. That's from me reporting them and writing long letter to TikTok and Instagram privately saying that these people are scamming people and they're part of the problem by having them on their platforms. Anyway, Rothschilds were the most famous and historically influential financial banking dynasties in the world. That's still actually true today. They are Jewish, Ashkenazi family, originally from Frankfurt, Germany, with roots traceable back to the 15th, 16th century. Name comes from zum Rothschild, German for at the red shield, referring to a house sign in Frankfurt's Jewish ghetto where their early ancestors lived. You're putting me off, Missy. Yeah, you. Sorry, she's clawing at me. The family's documented rise began with Mayer Amschel Rothschild, 1744 to 1812. Born in Frankfurt's, sorry if I say this wrong, Judengasse, Jewish ghetto. He started off as a dealer in rare coins, antiques, textiles, and then became a court factor, which is basically a financial agent, to German nobility, including the Landgraves and Hesse Castle in 1760 and 1770s. He built a banking business focused on currency exchange, loans, and international trade. So he's the one that started off the international trade. Mayer Amschel had 5 sons, often called the 5 arrows in the family. Symbolism representing unity and strength, whom he strategically placed in major European cities to create international network. Amschel Mayer stayed in Frankfurt. Nathan Mayer went to London, founding N.M. Rothschilds and Son. Solomon Mayer to Vienna. Karl or Kalman Mayer to Naples. James Jacob Mayer to Paris. Their setup allowed fast, reliable information and a capital flow across borders using couriers, carrier pigeons, and family loyalty, making them pioneers in the multi-millionaire finance. They funded governments, wars, example against Napoleon, infrastructure like the Suez Canal, and monarchs, often providing loans when others couldn't. So they began to get really influential with people who wanted loans and helping the monarchs and the churches and everything. At their 19th century peak, they held what was arguably the world's largest private fortune, influencing European economies profoundly. They received noble titles, barons in Austria, Britain, etc., and intermarried with the family to preserve wealth and control. They used to marry their cousins and their second cousins and third cousins. Everyone frowns on marrying your cousin, but as long as it's not your first cousin, then it's normally okay. When it's first cousins, that's when the issue is, because you're very close in family. Key contributions and achievements. Financed British efforts against Napoleon. Nathan in London played a major role in government bonds. Supported Jewish emancipation and philanthropy. Example, Baron Edmund de Rothschild funded early Zionist settlements in Palestine, helping lay foundations for the modern Israel. Built grand estates, art collections, and vineyards. Example, Chateau Latif, Rothschild, Mountain Rothschild. Diversified into mining, railways, energy, and real estate and winemaking. Even today, they have their wines out that they make and they sell, and they're very, very expensive. Modern era, 20th to the 21st century. The family's wealth declined in the 20th century due to world wars, nationalizations, division among descendants, and economic shifts. Today, down in front. Today, the all the finances and the branches all operate separately. So it's all a separate entity now. Rothschild & Co., a global financial advisory firm, merger of British and French operations in 2003, focused on mergers, acquisitions, wealth management and advisory services. Edmond de Rothschild Group, Swiss-based private banking and asset management. Other interests include wineries, example Lafayette, Mullen and real estate, philanthropy. Rothschild Foundation supported arts, education, environmentals, and investments. So basically, they helped a lot with a lot of the banking investments and building things. Prominent current or recent figures. Nathaniel Nat Rothschild, 5th Baron Rothschild, British branch head. So he's still the head of the British Bank, but he lives in Switzerland. Ariane de Rothschild, CEO of Edmond de Rothschild Group. I think that's also, you can contact that in London. James Rothschild, financier, married to Nikki Hilton. Others like Hannah Rothschild, who's an author and filmmaker. David Mayer de Rothschild, environmental activist. He doesn't often get involved with the Rothschilds online. So if you ever see anything with David Mayer de Rothschild and he messages you, whatever, completely fake. He doesn't get involved with anyone. Emma Rothschild is an historian. Wealth estimates. Historical peak, largest private fortune in the 19th century. Today, no unified figure exists due to dispersed branches and private holdings. Credible estimates for visible combined family wealth range from around 1 billion, example some UK branches, to low hundreds of billions, as if that's not enough, in broader assets, including business, real estate, and art. The claims of trillions are unsubstantiated and tied to myths. So when people say that they've got trillions of money, it's not true. They don't. They have billions. You know, they're not short of money, but it's not true. Conspiracy theories. The Rothschilds have been central to anti-Semitic conspiracy theories for over 200 years, often portrayed so secretly controlling global finance, governments, wars, events, example the New World Order, Federal Reserve, weather manipulation. Now, I didn't know about the weather manipulation, but they were accused of manipulating the weather in certain places so that crops wouldn't grow or would grow, so it would gain them money. These stem from the 19th century pamphlets like false stories about Nathan profiting from Waterloo via insider info. He wasn't even there, and hopes about Jewish wealth and power. Lots of tropes about it. He said he was supposed to be profiting from the Battle of Waterloo. He wasn't even there. That was just a myth that someone set up. Historian fact. Checkers, example Britannia, ADL, Polyfact, and experts widely debunk these as baseless, rooted in prejudice rather than evidence. No credible proof exists of world domination. Their real influence was through legitimate banking, innovation, now much diminished and diversified. So basically, everyone's saying that they were running the world, that they owned all the banks, etc. It's a load of rubbish. It's not true. The families faced real challenges, example, Holocaust losses, assets severes, and controlled positively through philanthropy and finance. That's where the money comes from. Their story is remarkable ascent from ghetto origins to European elite, but myths often overshadow facts. The name change. The Rothschild family didn't really change their name from de Rothschild to Rothschild in a single deliberate shift across the whole family. Instead, the use of the de Rothschild, von Rothschild, comes down to historical, cultural, and branch specific convictions. It's tied to nobility, language, and basically where they are. So some Rothschilds call themselves de Rothschild, others call them von Rothschilds, other calls them just Rothschilds. Doesn't alter the fact that they're just all Rothschilds. That's where it stems from. The core name is Rothschilds, dating back to the 16th century in Frankfurt Jewish ghetto, and the family adopted this as a fixed surname. Further than the Jews in the region were required to take hereditary surnames about around 1807 to 1802. Nat Rothschild became the first Jewish peer in Britain as a Baron Rothschild of Tring. From then on, his direct English descendants dropped the D and just used Rothschild or Lord Rothschild, reflecting more anglicised, and other relatives kept the D. Links to Illuminati. Now, when I, over 4 years, was scammed and everything else, I was hoping the Illuminati was real. Everyone was telling me it was real. Oh, look, it's real. It's online. I've talked to XYZ. When you find out how I met them and what happened the first few months of meeting them, I think you'll understand why I actually fell for it. Do I feel stupid? Yes. That's why I'm warning other people. I teach people about scams and things online. I used to teach them all the time. But the way it was done was very manipulative, very secretive, and in a way, they put me in a corner where I had no other choice but to believe, because they gave me proof of things. So, links to the Illuminati. There aren't any legitimate official links to the Illuminati org, and that controls the world, or any numbers or any recent numbers. The historical Bavarian Illuminati, founded in 1776 by Adam Wishbert, that basically broke up, and no credible evidence showed that it survived. What you find online to do, claiming to be the official Illuminati sites, are almost always scammers. Illuminati often claims to be an official site. It promotes a book called Illuminatium, the First Testament. And that's what they use. They say they've got a First Testament for you to read, but it's all made up. It's just out of the Bible, and they've just added stuff to it. A site promotes the book, a uniform. Illuminati has never, ever had a uniform. They calls itself the official website, illuminatiofficial.org. Please avoid it. Don't go on it. Report it as a scam. Symbols and sections, Freemasons members, join in, contact info, membership offering, offering you elite status, money, cars, houses. Domains like dodist.co for distribution has also been flagged by scam reports. Basically, they promise you the world. They get you in. Basically, they message you and they say, "Hi, how are you? Are you doing well? Do you need anything? Can I help you in any way? Would you like some money?" And those who don't have any money will obviously say, "Well, yeah." And then they talk and talk and talk and talk about the Illuminati, about everything that you'll get. You'll have your initiation, you'll have a necklace, you'll have a ring that will protect you. It's a silver-plated, cheap ring. does jack all. It doesn't do anything. You'll be protected. You will have people who you can go to for protection. When you go to airport, you'll be rushed through the airport because you'll be a member of the elite. You get £5,000 a month to spend wherever you want. But the idea was that you would get £1 million or dollars, and then the 5,000 each month you had to give to other people. You had to help other people with that £5,000. And that's how they get you. They try and appeal to your humanity. They have none, by the way, but they appeal to your humanity. Then they get you to switch from wherever you found them from to WhatsApp or Telegram. With Telegram, you cannot copy or take a photo of anything because it goes blank. On WhatsApp, they will message you on WhatsApp. And the way they reel you in is they say, okay, we're going to give you a huge discount, but you need to pay for your initiation items first. And that's how they start to get you. But I'm going to go through everything that they do, everything they say, the scripts, even the forms that I created. I will go through for you. Similar sites are illuminatitemple.org, again, fake. The official illuminati.co.uk, no, don't bother. They're all scams. They invite submissions of personal info, promote wealth, power, entitlement, sometimes leads to registration, talisman, books, initiation. Cybersecurity reports and fact checks consistently identify them as part of an advanced fee scam or phishing networks. That's why it's called advanced fee. You pay, you pay, you pay, you pay, you pay. You get nothing in return but promises. And if you don't start paying when you're already involved, you get threats. Why they are not real. No evidence ties them to the 18th century Bavarian group, which ended in the 1780s. Modern Illuminati claims exploded in the 60s and 70s through fiction, through the Illuminatus trilogy and the pop culture, and it's not a secret society. Scams exploring the myth are very widespread. Emails, Telegram, Facebook, WhatsApp promise millions, fame, protection for upfront payments, often $100 to $600. Trust me, the initiation fees are $600, $666, $666, $700, $800. Depends where you actually buy them from, apparently. There's fees and uniforms or rings or regalia. Victims report escalating demands, but nothing in return. So if you don't pay, they bug you and bug you and bug you, and then say, oh, well, we'll throw you out of the Illuminati if you don't want to pay, because you're obviously not serious. If you don't want to pay and you don't want to find any way to pay, you're not serious. So we don't care. Platforms like Facebook, Insta explicitly ban Illuminati fraud content, promising rewards for joining. That's a lie. They don't. I've reported loads on Facebook, loads on Insta. It's only TikTok that's actually taken things down. And even then, a lot of it doesn't go against their guidelines, which I think is ridiculous. Reputable series Britannia confirms many surviving or revived using the name and lack of verifiable finds to the original, and they've got no documentation. There's nothing in the files. There's nothing supporting this at all. This is just an outright scam. That's all they are. All their forms are stolen from other people or created by people that, like myself, I've created a few files. All their uniforms are actually Freemasons. They steal content from Freemasons videos. They don't have a uniform. That symbol, you know, the triangle. Sorry, my cat's on my lap. I can't do it. The triangle. And the covering of the eye. Load of rubbish. The symbol, the triangle symbol, appears on American money. It's nothing to do with the Illuminati. And the Freemasons has the symbol, and it also has like the ruler and everything. That came from because the Freemasons were actually joiners, carpenters, and that was one of their symbols from carpentry. Nothing to do with Illuminati. They just took it on. And this about the eye, and you get a black eye, and that most of that's makeup, or someone's just got a natural black eye. It's nothing to do with the Illuminati. Absolutely nothing. Any link that promotes to join Illuminati for money, power, elite status is a scam. The real historical Illuminati does not have websites, does not recruit, and does not have membership forms. Stay cautious. All the sites that were there when the Illuminati started in the 1700s and finished in the 1700s, and the Bavarian prime minister, wherever he was called, of the country, decided that he didn't want anything to do with it because it seemed a bit wrong for some people to say they were better than everybody else and they were seen as the elite. So it was banned, outright banned. And then for a year afterwards, it was followed up, and anyone claiming to be a part of the Illuminati, they were taken down. There was no websites because it wasn't around then. There was nothing really to promote it. It lasted merely about, I think it was just over a year, 2 years, and then it was gone because it was only for the very, very rich. And back then, there was only a few very, very rich people. Most people were considered, I don't know what they call it in America, but in England, it's like working class, middle class. And they had no way of joining this elite group because their money didn't even come anywhere near the owner of it. So the Bavarian government thought that this was unfair and it was unjust, and so they banned it outright. And it's not until the 60s, 70s came round that the fictional book of the Illuminati started doing the rounds. And then films didn't help, films and TV promoting the Illuminati. And people say about, what about Jim Carrey, etc., etc. I think he's talking about the elites, not the Illuminati, because he can't possibly be talking about the Illuminati unless he's talking about the fakes, because it stopped in 1700s. So him saying about all the celebrities joining, you know, the Illuminati, you're all part of it. I think there is an elite group that they belong to, but it's certainly not the Illuminati. And they're just called the elites. And it's absolutely nothing to do with the Illuminati. So Jim Carrey is probably right on the nail on that one, but is wrong to say, and I'll come out and say it, I'll die on this hill, there is no such thing as the Illuminati. People can call themselves that, but it's fake. Everybody is fake. And I would die on that hill. There is no Illuminati. I've been inside the scammers. I was with them for 4 years. It took me a year to try and get out and get away from them. And even now, I get phone calls, I get messages, I get people following me because they're scammers and they don't want these videos out. When I start saying about how they get you, their script, how they put pressure on you, I will say this over and over again. I don't want to end my life. I'm quite happy with my life. I'm basically living day to day, and my health is getting better. So if I do actually disappear, and it's not through natural causes, it's not me. So I always say that I don't wish to unalive myself. I don't wish to hurt myself. And I will say that now, because I keep getting silent phone calls, texts from unknown numbers saying things like, "We know what you're doing." It's because they don't want their secrets out. Because if I put their secrets out after how they get people, how they manipulate people, how they trick people, how they take everything from people, and then when the person has nothing to give, they threaten them. They turn up at their door. They don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know what they do. They don't want you to know how they actually manipulate you and things that they do to make you do what they want. It's not like a simple, oh, this is a scammer, just block him and don't give him any money. It's not like that at all. It's more serious. I was romance scammed as well as this. It was supposed to be a lord, and he wasn't. He was just part of the scammers. Sorry, my glasses are annoying me. They're old. But yeah, so by doing this, if I actually reach one or two people and it saves them every time they see Illuminati or something to do with the Illuminati, they block it, they don't join, they don't reply to it. I'm very serious when I say, if you get unsolicited message from someone claiming to be the Illuminati or a Freemason with Illuminati in their profile, Freemasons are nothing to do with the Illuminati. If it has anywhere on their profile Illuminati, and they start off with, "Hi, how are you? Would you like to improve your health?" or something like that, please do not reply to them. I keep saying this all the time, and I'm serious. Anyone that gets in touch with you about the Illuminati and joining, do not reply to them. As soon as you reply to them, they have your IP address. They have your phone number. They know it's a working phone number. They have your profile. And they can do various things. I lost my Facebook because of them. I can no longer go back to Facebook. I lost a couple of bank accounts because of them. Can no longer go back to those banks. It's all easy to say, oh, this is a load of rubbish. I'm telling you the truth from my experience. You can go and read up in books and everything else, and if you don't want to believe, that's fine. But at least listen to what I have to say on the next videos about how I met them and what they do. There might just be scammers, but these particular ones are very dangerous. I had to change my bank card twice. I had to close my account twice because of these people, and they did not know my details. They found them. They hacked into my account. Please be very vigilant. Don't reply to these people. It's not worth your time. If you want to gain a lot of money, put a little bit aside each week. And that's how you will gain money. Not by gambling, not by these stupid games that say, oh yeah, we'll pay you. The best games that pays you about 4 or 5p, maybe £5, £10. That's it. Be very vigilant. Scams are everywhere. Nat Rothschild. Nathaniel Philip Victor James Rothschild, born July 12, 1971, is a British financier, investor, and current 5th Baron Rothschild. He is a prominent member of the English branch of the Rothschild family, and has built a career in high-lived finance, private equity, resources and investments. He focuses on immersing markets, commodities, especially mining and energy, hedge funds and corporate leadership. His current role is Chief Executive Officer and Executive Chairman of Volex plc, a UK-listed company that manufactures power cords, cable assemblies and electronic components. Think of wiring for data centers, medical devices. He joined 2015 as a chairman and has been CEO since 2025. He is often described as a low-profile but influential player. He lives in homes in London and has his home in Klosters, Switzerland, and has yachts, skis, and his net worth is estimated at hundreds of millions. Nat comes from his family legacy as a financer, but through modern private investments at Family Bank, is not publicly flashy, as some believe that he is. He's not. And the only internet he has, and the only thing he's on, is Twitter, known as X. Nat Rothschild is married, and I think he has a child. Hannah Rothschild, Beth Matilda Rothschild, sister of Nat and Hannah. Emily Freeman Atwood is a sister. James Amcho Victor Rothschild is married to Nikki Hilton. Emma Rothschild, another sister. David Mayer de Rothschild, brother. They're the main Rothschilds now. There is no John Rothschild, no name in British peerage. They're all fakes. And at Baron Rothschild, at Baron John de Rothschild, completely fake. There's fake bios. Executive setup is at Chateau Lafite. No, there's no John Rothschild at the wineries. Living in Birmingham as a banker. Obviously not true. Phone number is always 155 or a Cameroon one. They steal Andy Popart's images, and Andy Popart is basically style after 50. Go and check him out. For 4 years, I was talking to a John Rothschild with Andy's face. It was very disturbing finding out that the photo I was looking at was Andy Popart and his wife Michelle Free. Yet this John Rothschild, fake John Rothschild, insisted that he was Andy. Their home, Waddleston Manor, Buckinghamshire, England, is managed with the National Trust and is open to the public. You can book in advance via their official site, waddleston.org.uk. Ground-only tickets are available if you want to go around the garden, but you can go around and look at where Jacob Rothschild used to live. Now on to the photos. I said I was romance scammed. Apparently there was a Yeltsin Nkongo Baisong, supposed to be from Cameroon. This is his picture. Now I know for a fact that these are different people. If anyone knows who this person is, or people, especially the one down the bottom, could you let me know? This one here. His name is Yeltsin Nkongo Baisong. Take a good look. If you know or know anyone who looks like that, it is him. I suspect it's from Brazil. I would love to find out who he really is. I wouldn't normally show photographs, but his image has been shown around quite a bit. from the Illuminati. And I just want to get in touch with him and say, you know what? Your image is being used to romance scam people. That was my romance scam. Him. At the bottom there. Him. And if you're looking at all these photos, there is slight differences. So I think they've got someone who looks alike and took photos of them. But he was supposed to be Lord Yeltsin. This person here, take a good look at his face. He rang me, video called me every week for 2 years. Yeltsin, the person I just showed you, this was supposed to be his son. And I was helping him come over to England because he needed somewhere to stay. And that was him. And he messaged me, he video called me every week for 2 years. And he called me Mum. I later found out that he actually has mirror wise clothing, mirror wisdom skits. So if you see that, this is this guy. And the picture, the bottom picture on here, in the corner there, this one, sorry, this one here, that one there. Take a good look at the tattoos on his arm. That was supposed to be his son. And I don't know what would have happened if he came over, because they're scammers. So what was their point of coming over and getting into my home? Were they going to take over my home? Were they going to hurt me? I don't know. The top one here, John Rothschild, as you can see. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera right. John Rothschild. Those photos are of Andy and his wife Michelle. That is Freemasons. These are Freemasons. There's no such person as John Rothschild. That there is Andy Popart's photo. This is Freemasons. Again, another account with Freemasons. 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 All Freemasons. Nothing to do with the Illuminati, even though they say they are. Jerry Martin. This one. Freemasons. All stolen from the Freemasons. That's Jerry Martin. It's not actually Jerry Martin. If you know who he is, can you please let him and me know? Because I would like to warn him that his image is being used. The very bottom one there, Nathaniel Charles Jacob Rothschild. All those are fake photos. It's a fake account. Please, for the love of God, report this account. It goes on, I'm afraid. The Grand Lodge of Paulo, Brazil, that address here doesn't exist. It really doesn't exist. There is no Grand Lodge of Sao Paulo in Brazil at that address. It's all fake. All fake. This one here, all fake. Again, contacted me out of the blue, supposed to be Illuminati. I'll read you what it says. I am called Julio Vieira Garcia. I'm a 33-degree Master Mason. There's no such thing. I'll send you a video of me and my driver's license when I'm home in a few minutes. That was his driver's license, apparently. I tried to call him. He didn't pick up his number. And I wrote there, "You're fake. I don't do fake stuff." Fake. You can run a check on everything I send you. That's to prove to you that I'm not fake. I did. And everything he said was a lie. And his phone number is +55 37 99 127 9142. Don't mind giving his phone number out because he's a scammer. And that's a Brazilian number. So he is from Brazil, unless his phone is from Brazil. But that address does not exist. This is at Style After 50's account. Oops, here we go. At Style After 50's account. That's their account, okay? Style After 50. Go and join them. Subscribe to them. They're a really nice couple. He is British. And his photo gets taken everywhere. Another faker. Another Nathaniel Charles Rothschild. Completely fake. Please report. And from Baron John Rothschild, who pretends with Andy's photo. Why don't you video call me? Still waiting. Scammer. His account was banned from TikTok. Another John Rothschild at the bottom there. Baron John Rothschild with Andy's photos. That's Andy Popart and his wife, Michelle Free. Again, please report. That's the guy again, but that is Andy and Michelle, not John Rothschild. This guy at the bottom, this guy here at the bottom, have a good look at his face. Can you tell me who it is? He says that he is JB. That's his mobile number. It was on Twitter or X. He tried to scam me doing a reclaiming scam, which means he got in touch with me and said, I can help you get your money back. At first, he wanted to get my Facebook back, and I know a lot of people online, hackers, do actually get your Facebook back. So I paid him to get my Facebook back, £350. Sorry, no, £150. Didn't get it back, made it worse. Then I got banned completely. And then he said, I can get your money back. £350, I can get all your money back. Trust me, I lost a lot of money. Thousands of pounds I lost. So I paid him £350. He wanted another 800. I asked him what for, and he said, I've got to get I've literally got to get stuff from the bank so I can bypass all the systems. What I'm doing is illegal. He shouldn't tell you that what he's doing is illegal. If he was a real hacker, a white hacker, he wouldn't be doing illegal stuff. And then he asked for another £80. I'd only give him £350. I refused to give him any more money. And I actually said to him, why do you need so much money? I'm going to buy codes from the bank. I checked all this up, and it's a load of lies. It was another scam. It was called a recovery scam. So basically, if anyone knows that you owe money for something and you've lost your money, they say, oh, I can get it back for you. Trust me, I'm a hacker. He lied, he took my money, and I ended up blocking him. Another John Rothschilds. There's so many of them. But his account, I think, was actually banned. I got him banned. And there is a fake. Oops, sorry. There is a fake passport of Yeltsin the Congo Bison Jr. The reason I'm showing you this is because it's all fake. Another John Harmon de Rothschild with and his photos. A Freemason at Gustav 6. But he's not a Freemason because he mentions Illuminati, so it is fake. A Rothschild Illuminati account on, not on Twitter, it's on the other one, I forgot what it's called now. And Rothschild Illuminati Telegram, that's what I was trying to think of. So, have a look at those. They're fake. Those are fake. They're photos of Andy. That's on Telegram. He died a long time ago. A fake Nat Rothschilds on Instagram and on Telegram. And that's what they say. We welcome all new members. Sorry, this camera's in a different place to my other camera. We welcome all new members to the Brotherhood. And the name is Join the Illuminati 666. I hope that people who do watch this, the few people who do, can spread this. It's not right that scammers take your money. It's not right that they destroy your lives. I'm lucky. I wasn't on good terms with my family. When all this happened, everything seemed to fall into place. I finally left the group, even though I was still threatened and still chased. And I got my daughter back. I've made friends with other people. My son is now back. And I'm in a good place. I don't have any money. Probably never will have. But at least I'm not being scammed anymore. I was with them for 4 years. That's a very long time. And at the very beginning, I had suspicions. You know, niggling little red flags. The more questions I asked, the more they bluffed. Apparently, Sir John, with a photo of Andy and Michelle all over the internet, could not FaceTime me because he was a lord. When I questioned, but you're all over the internet. Why can't you show your face on a video call? I will do that when you're initiated and only when you're initiated. So basically, if that was really him, which it's not, it's Andy, his face is all over the internet, but he can't FaceTime you. Hannah on WhatsApp messaged me. Not the real Hannah. and she pretends to help you. Oh, you can't pay? Oh, let me see. I'll see if my sons can help you. Then she comes back with money. She pays some of your fees. She pays some of your fees. And then you get introduced to different lords. Lord Alves from Brazil. I won't show the photos of these people because I really do not know who they are. I showed the photos of the romance scammer because I want him to know that his images are being used. You get Nat messaging you on WhatsApp. I've been fortunate enough to actually meet in real life the late Lord Jacob, and that's where it all started. I will go into detail, but I'll do it in chronological order in my next videos. How I came to meet them, why I actually believed them, what I was doing with them for them, the forms I created, the members that I talk to. I'm not going to name them, but I'll explain how that works. Then I'll explain why I started to doubt, and then the romance scam, the fake son scam, the threats, then breaking away from them only to have another part of their organization reach out to me and scam me again. So I was scammed twice by the same people. And they were supposed to be in England, and I almost went up to Manchester for nothing. I borrowed from friends. I'm still paying them back. I took out loans, my pension. I lost everything. So if me doing this means that I save one or two people, then it'll be worth it. I now don't trust people. I don't trust any new people. And anyone breaks my trust and that's it, they're gone. Over 4 years, I was forced to trust people. And when I started asking questions, I was threatened. My family was threatened. They threatened to come to my house, and they did. Once you're involved with these people, you have nowhere to go. What people don't understand is that over 4 years, I'm autistic. That's what they look for, vulnerable people. I'm autistic and I have mental health issues. I have borderline personality disorder. I have anxiety. I have dissociation. They knew all of this. They knew about me before they even approached me. They did their research. And they knew I was open-minded. Do aliens exist? I don't know. Maybe. Does Bigfoot exist? I don't know. It's a possibility. Does the Illuminati exist? Well, all signs point to yes. It doesn't. And they knew my vulnerabilities, being autistic. And so they approached me that way. And as I used to just normally trust people, they've broken my trust. It's gone. My mental health became a lot worse when I was being threatened and yelled at and ordered to do stuff. I was ordered to come on camera with just a towel around me. I refused. And I was thrown out of the org. I should have stayed out. But they brought me back in. They got it to a point where I actually began to care about the people. As an autistic person, I went to work, came home. I didn't have any real life friends. I know people. I'm friendly with people. I have a friend that we talk to now and again. I have a friend online. But I didn't go out with people. I didn't mix with people. And so they knew that. And so for 4 years, every single person that I talked to, spoke to, met up with, video called, messaged, was fake. Just for a second, imagine that you find out on a Friday that every single person in your life is fake. Every single person in your life, outside of your work, not real. And they're scammers. And then over that 24 hours, you basically try to block everybody. But then you're thinking, are they real? Did they really do this to me? Could they be so heartless? Then you've got them saying, it's all lies. Of course we care about you. Let's get back to work. And you're so confused because the facts don't add up. You find out facts that they lied about everything. That you're not going to be made part of the elite. You're not going to have a new car or a new house. I really thought I was going to get a new house. I looked at houses and I fell in love with a house. It meant that my whole family could come back to me because I had enough room. That was important to me. A car, I chose a Tesla. I didn't really care what car. I can't drive and I wanted to have driving lessons and I wanted to be able to go out to work without relying on buses all the time. On top of that, £5,000 a month meant at 59 years old, I could stop work. I'm tired. I have serious health issues, but I still have to get up and go to work. 2 jobs. I took the second job to be able to pay my fees. And it was a month into that job that I realised the fees are made up. I'll go through those in another video. But just imagine your whole life turning upside down in 24 hours. I took a few days off work. I just stayed in bed. I didn't know who to talk to. Didn't know who to trust. Over 200 people were fake. I don't even know if it was the same person because they were all over the world. Brazil, America, New York. The phone numbers obviously were redirected to those areas. They could all still have been in Africa. I made some friends out of it. A couple of members that I helped. I basically warned them about what it was like when I was about to leave. And I keep in touch with a couple of them. One of them, I was going to adopt his daughter when he died because he has serious health issues. And he was scared. He didn't have anyone in the world. He unfortunately has stopped messaging me. And the last time he did that, he was beat up and put in hospital. And his phone took off him. And then he was evicted. All this was true. I checked it out. It was true. He wasn't a scammer or anything. He was being scammed by the Illuminati scammers. And basically, they wanted to use him to scam other people, like they wanted to do to me, but I didn't scam anyone. And basically, his story checked out. And I so wanted to help him. because he was down on his luck. He'd just survived bone cancer, and then he had a heart attack. While he was going into the hospital, this fake John Rothschild told him to convert some money into Bitcoin. And he threatened him. And he said he had to do that before he went into theatre, in case he died. That's what it was like. And so he did the Bitcoin. And then the next thing, this fake John Rothschild kept calling his child, my friend's child, his girl. And then said that if he wanted to help with the Bitcoin, my friend could keep some Bitcoin for his daughter. All illegal. Then my friend had another major heart attack. Not just a stroke, a heart attack. He had to drive himself to the hospital, and he doesn't even know how he made it there. And he was worrying about his daughter the whole time, because he doesn't have anyone to look after her. He survived that, and then he had to have a shunt put in. A pacemaker, in his heart. Shortly after that, he was beat up for $12. That's all he had on him, $12. He was going to buy his daughter some food, and he was beat up for $12. Then he was moved into, he's been in and out of rescue homes, shelters, but you never have any privacy there. And then he got a home, and they don't get the benefits as we do over here. And the fake Nat Rothschild promised him that he could work for the elite and that he would be paid handsomely. He did some moving around money, etc., etc. It wasn't illegal what he did, but he said, I don't think so. And then he got cut off. And then he got evicted again. He moved into a new home, then he got evicted again. Now all this time he's got a 7-8-year-old little girl. And she's the only one he really cares about. So with my help, he backed off from the Illuminati fakes. He basically learned to say no to the fake John, which was incredibly difficult because he's so manipulative, so nasty. But he got out. There was another person who turned against me, and I don't even know why. I told him, get out. Don't join. He was made an agent, like I was. And he stole £50 from them. There is, at Lizzie's Corner or wherever it is, they have a pet compound where people can buy pets from. And it's shady. Don't know where the animals come from, but it's very shady. Lizzie's World, that was it. And this person didn't return £50. He just disappeared. But when he disappeared, in a chat group, he put some really horrible things about me, saying that I was a follower, that I believed all this crap. I didn't at the time. I was trying to get out. And all this was because he was flirting with me. I was flirting with him. He basically found a girlfriend, and I was happy for him. And I backed off the messages because naturally, if someone's got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, partners, whatever, you give them space to be themselves, to actually get to know each other, to be with each other. If I started dating someone, I certainly wouldn't be constantly on the phone texting and talking to another guy. I wouldn't. So that's what I did. He turned around and said, I was jealous. No. He said that I was being nasty because I just dropped him because I didn't want to know him because he had a girlfriend. No, I still messaged him, but not as often. He was really, really nasty. And that hurt because we were friends. I thought we were. Then he just disappeared, blocked me on everything. I don't know why to this day. I never did anything to him. I warned him to stay away from the Illuminati. I warned him that it was all fake. So I don't know what I did to deserve that. There's another person that I made friends with, two other people. One basically is a disabled man in a completely different country. I can't say from where, near Hungary. And they took everything from him. And he was an amputee, disabled man. And they wouldn't let him have his money to fix his motorised transport. So he had to walk to work and back, which for him was very painful, but they didn't care. They basically made him pay extra money to a woman who didn't exist to get his benefit money to him. And then they pretended they didn't know anything about this woman. They changed their story again. And he still believed. He still believed that there was an Illuminati. I told him there wasn't. He still believed. I still get in touch with him now and again. Quite a few members have found my real account on Instagram and on TikTok and have messaged me. I think out of 700 members, about 10 have reached out to me. I was always told I was kind. I was never pushy. I was understanding, and I always wanted to help them. But that's me. I warned a few people to stay away. One person that I had to tell to leave because he didn't have any money to pay anything. And I refused to make people members if they had absolutely no money at all. I refused. And I still get in touch with that person. He's in Africa. He knows who he is if he's watching this. And we still remain friends today. There's one lady I'd like to get in touch with. I've tried, but she never replies. We ended on bad terms because the guy who was basically romance scamming me was flirting with her. And she knew it. And we had words because I didn't know it was all fake. And we left on bad terms. But they took over 30,000, 40,000 from her at one point. And then the next lot, they took another 20,000, 30,000. The final straw came when they told her she only needed to find another 8,000 and she'd get her benefits. Every time she paid something, there was another fee. But I'll go through all the fees that they charge. I'll go through all the scripts that they have. I'll go through how manipulative they can be, how they do things, how they reel you in. And hopefully, if anyone sees these videos, they'll realize everything online about the Illuminati is fake. Freemasons are real. They're actually nice people. They help with charities. You have to pay to join them, basically. It's not cheap. And I couldn't afford to join them. But they are nice people. And I don't think it's right that their faces Their meetings, their videos are used to scam people. I think that's very wrong. I'm not so keen on their uniform, but again, Illuminati does not have a uniform. Please remember that. No uniform. And so they take everything from the Freemasons and they put it in their videos. They put false names on people. There's a guy called Tony who's a Freemason and he writes their books and everything else, a family man. He's the first person that got in touch with me. Obviously, it wasn't him, someone behind his face. And that's where it all started. I learned to hate this man, violently hate this man. He was a misogynist. He was a racist. He was divorced. Everything about him was just made up, but made for me to loathe him and hate him. I didn't hate anyone in my life, but this man was so horrible. And then when I left, and when I was still coming to terms with the fact that everyone was fake, I found this Tony online. I follow him now. I messaged him, but he's never messaged me back. He's a family man. He writes books for the Freemasons, and he's a Grandmaster in the Freemasons, the higher ranking one. He hasn't replied. Don't know if he will or not. But his face has been shown everywhere by the fake Illuminati. And it's not right how they do things. I'm absolutely 100% certain that there's a Facebook group called The English Rose. That was my account. They forced me, literally forced me, to create an account. It's got a picture of Big Ben on it. If you go to Facebook, I'm banned from Facebook. If you go to Facebook and you see the English Rose account, please report it. It's a fake account. It's the Illuminati. I basically got banned because of the scammers, and Facebook won't listen to me. They won't even acknowledge me. And I had my Facebook account since 2010. It's all gone. I only used it to contact my family, a couple of friends at work. Wasn't doing anything else. But according to Facebook, I was a business and I was running ads. My money was being stolen to do the ads. I explain all that in another video too. But the English Rose Facebook account is fake. What they do is they get members to create an account. Then they change the name, they change all the profile, and they take it on. Another way to dump photos and videos. They forced me to let them into my Facebook account to see if I wasn't a spy. Really. And so they had to look around my account, which they did. They saw that I didn't do anything other than message a few people. So I was deemed not a spy. I changed my Facebook password immediately afterwards. They wanted to look through my bank accounts, which I refused. They also wanted me to, I did some pledges, and the wording of those I questioned. The membership form I adapted. The acceptance form I adapted. I did a lot for the actual fake Illuminati. If I wasn't working or sleeping, I was answering phones. If they rang me in the middle of the night and I was asleep, if I didn't answer, I'd be threatened. I had to answer on the second ring every single time. They would give me names of people that I had to chase up. So through all of this, through 4 years, and it has been 4 years, 4 very long years, can you imagine waking up one morning and finding that your whole life is a lie? That the person whose photo was on your phone as your fiance didn't exist. That the son that you were going to bring over to England, who called you every single week for 2 years, FaceTiming, was fake. That every single person you talked to over 4 years didn't exist. For about 2-3 weeks, I was in no man's land. I was on autopilot. I didn't know what to do. I felt alone. I felt stupid. I did go to the police, but they were no help. I went to the bank, and because I was scammed again, I owed the bank money. Because I couldn't pay it all in full, they closed the account. So I lost my bank account. Everywhere I went for help, I never got help. Oh, we can't do anything, a scammer's in a different country. I broke down on the phone in tears of my rent because I couldn't afford to pay my rent. They're the only ones that seem to understand. And I was given time to pay. Everyone, I felt, was looking at me as if I was so stupid. But I couldn't tell anyone. To this day, I haven't told anyone I work with that I'm no longer engaged. It's too embarrassing. They've seen this picture, the ones I showed you, but I haven't been able to say, I was a scammer. The conversation's just dropped. No one asked me about him anymore. It is just so embarrassing. And behind me, they're just some old video cassettes, house and stuff like that. That I haven't even got a video player for because I had to sell it. All that there is my creative desk. I used to create cards, Cat with No Tail Productions, and sell them for charity. I used to create forms for people, charge very little money. And I was just trying to get back to my own life. I didn't know what that was anymore. And so, hopefully, by me telling my story, other people will be saved. I see so many Illuminati, Nat Rothschilds, John Rothschilds, David Rothschilds, all online. And it's all fake. And I look down the comments. I want to join. I want to join the family. I need some money. What they don't realize is that they will lose every bit of money that they have. They will be encouraged to take out loans, borrow off people. I have other videos I want to do as well about sugar daddies and sugar mummies. I have had experience with them. And other scams that are online as well. Like I said, I now don't believe anyone anymore. Unless I know that person personally and I've known them a while, I find it hard to trust. So, the next video, I don't know when I'll get around to doing it. I work a lot, 2 jobs, and I rarely get any time off. If I do, it's usually 1 or 2 days. And to be honest, one of those days I end up sleeping because I'm just so exhausted. I do have diabetes, it's type 2, and it's non-diet based, so I can eat whatever I want, but I have dropped weight. I'm trying to lose weight. It's not, I've dropped it through medical things, but I'm trying to get my health back on track. I'm trying to get my life back on track. And I'm trying to get this YouTube channel back on track. So when I've done the next video, which will explain how I met them and everything about them, might be 1 or 2 videos. After that, I want to get back to going into cemeteries and filming my cats. Unfortunately, I lost one of my cats last year. I'm going to be doing the garden, so I'll be able to film doing the garden. It's a jungle out there, literally. I'm going to be decorating my home. And so I'll be doing a few more videos for that. And I'm going to try and do some commentary. Maybe, maybe not. Depends. There's so many of those channels now. But I just want to be me, not Queen Mother Mary, in inverted commas. That's the title they gave me. And I still see that online now. I had a message the other day, Your Majesty Queen Mother Mary, and a message, and I had to reply saying, I'm not Queen Mother Mary, and I have nothing to do with the Illuminati. Like I said, if you remember, and you talked to a Queen Mother Mary, that was me. Feel free to reach out and talk to me. I know a lot of members, some money was taken from them. All I did, and I reiterate this all the time, is collect receipts. I didn't ask anybody to pay. I actually created payment plans while I was warning people that it wasn't real. So I created payment plans to slow the process down, let them think what they were doing. It was literally like I had a gun to my head. You do what we ask, or we'll visit your children. I was stuck. Everyone was saying, have you had your benefits yet? I wasn't allowed to say anything. Have you actually been given any money yet? I wasn't allowed to say anything. The phone calls I had with members were listened into, and the FaceTimings that I did with members on WhatsApp were listened into. I mean, these people were technical brilliance, really, because they could do things that I didn't even know was possible. And I was so scared of having my name put out for things I didn't do, I just went along with it. But now I'm free. And I have my cats. I've got 3 cats. And my house is going to be decorated how I want it. I have 2 jobs. I know that I'm lucky to have a job in this economy. But at 59, I thought I could slow down. I thought that with the ailments that I have, I'll be able to slow down and do less work. I've had to work my butt off, basically, to pay people back, to pay rent, to pay basic bills. All my savings is gone. So I need to build up my savings again. And I need to basically start living, not giving my money to other people, but just living. If I want to buy a new pair of shoes, go buy a new pair of shoes. I need new glasses. These are like, I don't know, 5 years old, and I've never been able to see out of them. I've been wearing my old ones. These are the ones that often you've seen in other videos with the dark rims around them. I really do need glasses. But the ones I get are about £200 to £400 because they're very focused. So, yeah, that's not going to happen yet. But thank you for listening. The Rothschilds are real, but their presence online is fake. The only Rothschild that it has an online presence is actually Nat, and he's on X. He's the only one. The Illuminati doesn't exist at all. I'm still getting over Stockholm Syndrome. I've noticed that the people I used to speak to on WhatsApp, their number's no longer on WhatsApp. But, true to my word, if this phone number creeps up in any communication with yourself, please block and report. 1-209-356-4104. I'll repeat that. 1-209-356-4104. If that phone number comes up anywhere in any communication with you, that is the fake John Rothschild. Please just block it and report it. And as for TikTok and Insta, you need to step up your game. I've reported so many, and all I get is, it doesn't go against our guidelines. So someone taking someone else's photo and image and videos, putting it on their own channel and changing the name of the person, that doesn't go against your guidelines? Impersonation? Really? I think it does. And then Illuminati, anything Illuminati, they promote it. It's not real. It really isn't real. And what about the poor Freemasons? They get their videos stolen all the time. Their photos stolen all the time. Doesn't go against their guidelines? Really? So again, impersonation doesn't go against their guidelines. Freemasons are really nice people, the genuine ones. The fakes get very defensive very quickly. Anyone from Illuminati messages you, say send a selfie. If they do happen to send a photo, say okay, follow up with a video call. If they make excuses or they say no, block them immediately. Because it's not a secret society. And they should be able to show their faces if they're real. And they won't. Because they're from Africa. And they're putting on a voice. And they want you to believe that they're American or Brazilian or London. They don't want you to know that they're in Cameroon. They say there is an orphanage in Cameroon. There is not an orphanage in Cameroon run by them. I checked. I think in Cameroon there are about 3 or 4 orphanages And they're the governments. They're nothing to do with the Illuminati. Mirror-wise clothing, mirror-wise skits. Your time is coming to an end. Please don't buy from that store. Please don't follow or like that person. He is a scammer. He called me mum for 2 years. We're supposed to come over here and live. I'm so thankful that I never brought him over. I don't know what he wanted to do. I don't know what he would have done. It's a scary thought. So mirror-wise clothing, mirror-wise skits, please block and report. He goes around driving flash cars, showing people lots and lots of money, eating in posh places in Cameroon, the poshest you can get anyway. He rides horses on a really dirty beach. He wears designer clothes, and I mean real designer clothes. He has money by scamming people. So please do not buy from Mirror-wise clothing or Mirror-wise skits. He's on TikTok. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Please don't follow him. If you do, unfollow him. Report him. That's the only way they will stop. Mirror-wise clothing is a front for money laundering. And the clothing is usually knockoff clothing of fashion brands. It's Cameroon. I've seen what Cameroon looks like. You don't find many people in designer clothing driving big flash cars with big flash watches on and jewelry around the neck and everything else and expensive sunglasses. That's not the normal thing. And mirror-wise skits, mirror-wise clothing is related to a Simon by some. He's supposed to be a preacher. I've talked to him. He told me to F off and stop contacting his family and saying stuff about his family. All I asked him was, did he know Yeltsin? I asked if he knew the mother. I won't name her, because I found out that he had a mother. He wasn't an orphan. He wasn't put in an orphanage. He has a mother. He has brothers who look exactly like him. And I asked him about that. I said, Simon, what's going on? Why is your brother scamming people? He claimed he doesn't know him, but they're all in Facebook pictures together. So if you don't know someone, why would you take a photo with them? Why would you hang around with cars with them? Why would you have the same mum if you didn't know them? I was told and learned that there is a huge Nkongo Baisong scammers, thieves in Cameroon. The FBI know about them, and it looks like they're relatives of those people. They're not nice people. And so the people I've been talking to, it could have been those people. I've checked out everything that I've been through, and I now know that the bank accounts that they used were mule accounts for laundering money. I have the accounts. I will show you the accounts so that you're aware not to send money to those accounts. There's 2 of them, and they're in Cameroon. And the accounts that they use are well-known mule accounts, fake accounts. And beware if anyone asks you to send money via Remitly or any third app Always, if you're going to send anyone money, ask for their true bank account. Send it via your bank, not via a third-party app, because you will not get your money back. And if they ask you to buy gift cards to send, don't. That's a scam. If they then say, oh, can you send it by World Remit? That's a scam. I will show you the receipts. It's a scam. The only way you should pay someone if they're in Africa is via bank to bank. And that's the only way you should do it in Africa. Because they often give you an account that you can send money via your phone. It goes to the mule account. If you use a third-party app, it goes to the mule account. I had a different hacker look up their bank details. They have over 1 million and a bit, nearly £2 million in their banks. I've given the information to the FBI. But I was shocked. There's no way for me to get my money back. And if you're wondering how much, it was a lot. Put it this way, it was more than 50,000. That's why this is true. That's why, basically, I'm doing this now. Because I have nothing left. I'm happy. I've got my cats. They keep me occupied. I have things I need to do. I basically want to start doing my cards again. I'm reading again. I'm getting back to normal. But it's hard after 4 years of having your phone bleep every second to having it silent. That's hard to get used to. I'm used to filling every minute of every day doing something. Now there's silence. Please spread this video. Please like and share. Comment if you want to. I will try and get to any comments. I know I put these videos out at odd times, especially for those in different countries, but I can only do them when I have the time, when there's quiet, when I'm not at work, and when I'm not sleeping. Hopefully the next video will be up probably next weekend. I will try and stick to a routine, but I can't guarantee. Sorry, I need a drink. Because of my work, I can't guarantee that I will actually be here at the same time next weekend. Pepsi Max. So yeah, this is the video on Rothschilds. So I've done one a little bit about me. You can ask me questions, by the way. I will try and answer them. Some of you have all DM'd me. Although I answer from DMs, just put it in the chat so that I can answer in the chat. I've done about the Illuminati, with it not being real. I've done about the Freemasons, everything about the Freemasons. Today, the 4th video is about the Rothschilds. 5th video will probably be named How It All Started. And that might be broken up into 2 videos, depends how long it's going to be. But I will tell you everything. I will show you what I have that the police haven't destroyed. And I will tell you how they get you, the manipulation, the threats that they use, and afterwards, how they still come after you. So please like, comment, share, and hopefully, if this reaches basically 1 or 2 people and it helps them, then I'll have done what I set out to do. Thank you for listening. Take care.